you know, and you see things like the white party be there, and then they have Lil Baby like in a sandwich. They're hugging him from the front and the back and stuff.
Baby is absolutely one of the best human beings in the planet. All right, we're at a party, everyone's drunk. You know, it's a 13-hour party. People drink a lot of alcohol.
100 people at the party. We in the middle of 100 people. There's nothing weird we could be doing in a party.
Right.
Ever since that Rubin party, that ain't my boy no more. They got him. That's straight from 50 Cent, talking about the viral clip of Lil Baby flexing his brand new thigh tats while rocking a tank top and a pink designer belt. Now the internet's going wild, roasting Baby for getting his thighs inked up before even touching his chest or arms, calling it wild work and side-eyeing the whole move. But 50's got a deeper take. He's saying Baby hasn't been the same since that Michael Rubin white party in the Hamptons, the one where cameras caught him getting hugged from behind like it was all cool. According to 50, this ain't just about tattoos or flashy fits. He's calling it a straight-up humiliation ritual. A hidden price rappers gotta pay to keep their fame locked in and their spot at the top safe. But the real question is, what really went down at that all-white bash? And who exactly is Michael Rubin, and why has he got such a tight grip on these young rap stars? Let's get into why Lil Baby's name is blowing up again, and not in a good way. Baby just dropped some fresh ink, but here's the twist. Instead of starting with a sleeve or chest piece, his very first tats are smack on his thighs. This is wild because Baby has said in more than one interview that he'd never get tattoos. But here we are in 2025, and he's got 90s Baby stretched across both thighs like a billboard. He even hit Instagram with a photo dump caption, "Back in that mode," rocking shorts that made sure everybody could see 90s on one leg and Baby on the other. And that's not all. Running down his lower left leg is a huge CBFW tattoo he first showed off back on July 4th. Naturally, the internet had a field day. Fans were dropping comments like, "Humiliation ritual," "I'm sorry," "You let them get to you," and "The industry got a hold on my boy, lay off them shorts." But it didn't stop there. A clip went viral of Baby performing in those same shorts, a tank top, and that pink belt. And he kept yanking the shorts up mid-performance to flash those thigh tats. The comment section, full of people saying 50 Cent was right. Because ever since that all-white party at Michael Rubin's mansion, they swear Lil Baby hasn't been the same. One fan flat out said, "Michael Rubin already showed y'all Lil Baby was his boy. Why y'all acting shocked?" Another couldn't resist throwing shade, writing, "Bunny hops and hugs from the back from a rich little white dude?" Yeah, this generation's done. So now the big question is, what really went down at that party? And why was 50 Cent warning Baby about kicking it with Michael Rubin in the first place? It all traces back to 2023 when Rubin threw his ultra-exclusive white party in the Hamptons. The kind of guest list that makes the internet melt. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Tom Brady, Kim Kardashian, and of course, Lil Baby. That's where the now infamous photo dropped, Baby caught in a hug sandwich between Rubin and NBA player Kyle Kuzma. 50 Cent wasted zero time posting the pic on Instagram with the caption, "See, this is why I don't go to no parties, Puffy and them at the F is going on here." He even added, "Get the F off my young man." Then another shot popped up showing Rubin hugging Baby from behind. And to top it off, Baby later posted a video of himself on a private jet with Rubin, joking about the whole situation. That's when 50 doubled down, saying this is exactly why you'll never see him at those parties. Now sure, some thought he was trolling, but plenty of people have been saying for years that these industry bashes give off secret initiation vibes, like a test rapper's got a pass to climb higher in the game. And clearly, the chatter got to Baby. On Lil Yachty's podcast, he admitted those memes bothered him so much he straight up asked Rubin for security footage from the party just to prove nothing shady went down. Even after asking for the party footage, Baby still never dropped the full video. And here's the kicker. He wasn't even mad at Rubin. Matter of fact, he called Rubin a super great influence in his life. Though when pressed, he couldn't exactly explain how Rubin influenced him. As for Michael Rubin, he finally addressed those viral pics in an interview last year, brushing it all off as ridiculous. According to him, nothing weird went down. Just a little too much to drink, and that was that. But the way Rubin gushed about Baby, man, it low-key sounded like he had a crush. And people are still side-eyeing the whole thing, pointing out that Rubin's got a habit of getting real close to young rappers, even though he's not in the music business at all. And Baby's not the only one. Who could forget that infamous clip of Meek Mill Bunny hopping on a tennis court for Rubin? Meek later claimed it was all just a lost bet over a tennis match. But come on, a white billionaire making a black rapper hop like a bunny while calling the shots? The optics are crazy. So who is Michael Rubin, and why is he so locked in on rappers? Well, according to his Wikipedia, Rubin was born in 1972 in Philadelphia to a Jewish family in Lafayette Hill. By 14, he was already hustling, opening a ski shop with his bar mitzvah money and his dad's lease. He later enrolled at Villanova, but dropped out after just one semester when he scored a $200,000 overstock deal funded by a friend. He flipped that into a massive win, expanded, sold his shops, and launched KPR Sports, pulling in $50 million by 1995. From there, he founded the company that became GSI Commerce, a multi-billion-dollar e-commerce empire, and now he's running Fanatics Inc., sitting on power, money, and connections most people can't even imagine. Fanatics Incorporated, the licensed sportswear giant that cranks out gear for the NBA, NFL, MLB, NASCAR, Formula One, and even WWE, is Michael Rubin's empire now. According to Forbes, by mid-2025, his personal net worth is sitting at a staggering $10.6 billion. On paper, you'd think there's nothing shady here, just a smart businessman who flipped a middle-class start into generational wealth. But here's where it gets weird. A lot of insiders say Rubin's real power comes from who he knows, not what he does. And honestly, when you hear him talk, the man's got zero charisma. People can't stop pointing out his eyes too. Soulless is the word that keeps coming up. There's just something cold and unsettling about his whole vibe, and nobody can quite explain why rappers and pro athletes seem to orbit around him like he's the sun. Now here's the twist. That famous Hamptons all-white party he throws, he didn't invent it. The whole concept was made legendary by Diddy back in the late 90s. Those white parties were the invite of the year, pulling in every A-lister you could imagine. And guess what? A lot of the same celebrities who once popped bottles with Diddy are now smiling for the cameras at Rubin's event. Even Leonardo DiCaprio, who was there in the Hamptons with Diddy back in 1997. And here's Leo again. Last year, front and center at Michael Rubin's all-white party. Same story with Jay-Z. Back in 2003, Jay was spotted with the late Uptown Records founder Andre Harrell at Diddy's iconic white party. And fast forward to last year, Jay and Beyonce were smiling for photos at Rubin's version in the Hamptons. Now people are starting to whisper that Rubin didn't just borrow the white party tradition, he straight up took over from Diddy. And some even suspect he's running a quiet blackmail game behind the scenes. The talk gets even heavier. Rumors say Rubin and a few other old money billionaires have this thing where they get young black rappers to go through humiliating rituals. Nobody's saying there's physical force, but plenty claim these rappers willingly play along. For some, it's about getting help with messy legal cases. For others, it's chasing chart toppers, award wins, and career boost money alone can't buy. But the street chatter says there's a darker layer. Fans are tying it back to what Cat Williams warned about. On Joe Rogan's podcast, Cat claimed these industry parties include bizarre rituals, and hinted that way more is happening in those mansions than the public could ever imagine. Cat didn't just drop those claims and move on. He doubled down, saying these so-called rituals aren't just random party games. They're a way to test who's willing to sell out and who's not. According to Cat, once you cross that line, you're in too deep to ever back out. He's talked about rooms with no cameras, no phones, and nothing but powerful industry figures watching while newcomers get put in compromising situations. And the crazy part, it's not just rappers. Athletes, actors, even politicians get mixed into these circles, and fans have been dissecting every clip from Rubin's parties, pointing out the same faces popping up year after year. People whose careers mysteriously skyrocket afterward. They're saying it's not a coincidence that certain rappers go from underground buzz to global superstardom overnight, right after making nice with these billionaires. And Cat's warning hits harder when you realize how many big names have quietly distanced themselves from these events. Some say it's because they know too much. Others, maybe they refuse to play the game and paid the price in stalled careers. The conspiracy crowd swears the humiliation factor isn't just for fun, it's leverage. A way to make sure these artists stay obedient, no matter how much money or influence they stack later. And if Cat's right, Lil Baby might not just be dealing with memes, He might have walked straight into a deal you can't ever walk away from. When you start looking at the pattern, it's hard to ignore. Take Meek Mill. 1 minute, he's fresh out of prison, the whole industry rallying behind him, and the next, he's tight with Michael Rubin, popping up at every Hamptons party like it's a residency. His legal troubles? Smoothed out. His image? Polished. And while Meek says Rubin's just a loyal friend, conspiracy heads think it's proof that playing along gets you rewards fast. Then there's Travis Scott. He's been spotted at Rubin's events too, and every time fans point out how his brand partnerships and industry connections seem to explode afterward. Coincidence? Maybe. But to the people watching closely, it's just another chapter in the same playbook. Even older heads in the game have been tied to this circle. Remember when Jay-Z started making more billionaire moves than rap moves? He's been spotted at Rubin's side plenty of times, and some folks swear those meetings behind closed doors are where the real deals get made. On the flip side, there are the ones who pulled away. Certain artists who used to be everywhere suddenly stop showing up, and their careers take a quiet dive. No more award show invites, no more industry hype. It's like they got erased. If this play along or disappear theory is real, then Lil Baby might have just walked into a game where there's no safe way to bow out, and every move he makes now could be watched, recorded, and ready to use against him. Right now, it feels like Lil Baby's stuck in a spotlight he can't control. Every new move he makes gets picked apart. Every photo turns into proof for people convinced he's deep in the Rubin circle. The memes about his thigh tattoos? That's just the surface. Behind the jokes, there's a growing narrative that Baby's not calling all his own shots anymore. His public energy shifted too. Fans have noticed he's more defensive in interviews, less playful on social media, and quick to shut down anything that touches the Rubin topic. It's almost like he knows the wrong slip-up could cost him more than just public opinion. And that's the trap. If the conspiracy talk is even half true, once you've been in those private rooms, there's no going back without burning bridges you can't rebuild. Industry insiders say those relationships come with invisible strings, the kind you only feel when you try to cut loose. Meanwhile, the people in Lil Baby's circle are either quiet or doubling down on how great Rubin's been to him, which just makes the public suspicion grow. Fans are starting to say it feels like they're watching him in real time. Either get fully locked into the system or fight to pull himself out before it's too late. And if the breaking point's coming, it won't just be about tattoos or viral videos anymore. It could be the moment we find out exactly what Lil Baby had to give up to get where he is. If this really is the final chapter in Lil Baby's rise, at least the version where he holds the pen, then the next few moves he makes will tell us everything. Will he lean deeper into the Rubin circle, soaking up the connections and industry favors? Or will we see him quietly step back and risk it all to keep his independence? Because make no mistake, once you've been linked to the kinds of whispers circling these all-white parties, every handshake, every photo, every friendly moment gets studied like evidence. And right now, Lil Baby's career sits at a crossroads. Stay in the fold, and he keeps his spot among the industry elite. But maybe at a cost we'll never fully see. Step away, and he could face the kind of silent blacklisting that turns stars into remember when stories overnight. Fans are split. Some say this is all overblown internet gossip. Others swear we're watching another artist get swallowed whole by the game's oldest, dirtiest playbook. Either way, one thing's for sure. Lil Baby's not just fighting memes anymore. He's fighting for control of his own story. And you already know, if anything else breaks, if any more footage leaks, or if the whispers start turning into receipts, we'll have it here first. Stay locked in with BarzBuzz for the real breakdowns the other channels won't touch.